The story of Nehemiah found in the book of Nehemiah is one that has been something that intrigues many people. We talk about it for leadership, we talk about it for with regards to opposition. But as a follow-up to last week's video where we talked about the power of yes, I wanted us to reflect on Nehemiah and his journey and what God called him to do and how he practically was able to motivate a whole group of people to pursue the thing that they knew God had put in his heart to do. My name is Angie Obwaka and welcome to CITAM Church Online. So in the story of Nehemiah, Nehemiah, a governor, or not a governor at that point in time, he's a cupbearer. And he comes on assignment to be able to rebuild or get the people to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. And you know, when he was coming back, you'd assume that other people who are in the region would be supporting him. But he gets opposition left, right, and center. But the one thing that's so interesting is the fact that with Nehemiah's story, regardless of the number of people who came against him, people who were in authority. There was the governor of the region, there was the regional leader, there was the governor of Judea specifically. All of these people, including others who were part of the camp, some of the nobles didn't build, some of the people decided they were not going to build, but regardless of who was not participating and who decided they were going to stand and hate and mock Nehemiah and the work they were doing, Nehemiah was so convinced that he was doing the will of God, that he was doing the assignment of God, that he was there on God's mandate, on God's leadership, because in chapter 1 of Nehemiah, we see him asking God, if I found favor from you, give me the king's blessing, let him open the door for me, let him write me letters, let him provide resources, and God does his part. And so Nehemiah is so convinced that God is in this thing that he braves the shame, the mockery, the intimidation, what I've just said, and he proceeds with this particular assignment. And it doesn't come just once, it comes several times. You know, after you get God's yes, after you get God's go ahead, you might think that everyone will be silent after that. But the more you pursue the will of God in your life and the assignment of God in your life, the more haters will arise. They will see you start and they will hate on that. They'll see you progress, they'll hate on that. They'll see you reach certain levels because, you know, the Bible says in chapter 5, 6, and 7 that when Nehemiah was building, when they reached Quarterway, the opposition came. When they reached, they had finished the wall but hadn't done the gates, opposition came. So just because opposition is coming along the journey doesn't mean that God left you. The yes he gave you at the beginning, he will walk with you at the start, at the middle, and even at the end. It is he who will bring to completion that which he begins. The Bible says in Philippians 1:6-7 that God will perfect that which concerns you, that he is faithful to complete the work that he has begun. And so you've gotten God's yes. Keep building. Let the opposition come. Let them do whatever they're doing. We said last week we are standing on God's yes. And even in the face of opposition, we look it in the face and say, this is God's assignment. I have God's backing and I will see it to the end. Be encouraged and continue to do the work that God has put in your hands. God bless you. We'll see you next week on CITAM Church Online.